Today on our council, we have Deathgore
Hey guys.
and Darth Tython,
Good day.
Captain Shambles,
Hey.
and myself, Dutch.
Today for our video, we'll be going over our collective thoughts on how we feel about the first 6 Star Wars movies from worst to best and a brief explanation to why we feel that way.
In our sixth place, we have Star Wars Episode 1, The Phantom Menace. We feel it had a very slow build-up that just had a lot of problems with the script writing for the actors and the movie itself. It was really just kind of just a big jumbled mess.
Captain, look!
The behavior of the mother and son on Tatooine, which is Anakin and Shmi Skywalker, they don't really feel like slaves whatsoever in the movie. They're just genuinely like too happy, and it's just a weird... It just feels weird overall. Another problem was like the forced love relationship between Padme and Anakin. Like Anakin's supposed to be 9, turning 10 years old in this movie, and Padme is supposed to be about, I would say, like 14. And it just feels like they could have held off on that and implied that, or implemented, I should say, into the Clone Wars, and just kind of like built that up better than just throwing it in there for the sake of throwing it in there, instead of using that time to put more desirable parts of the Star Wars universe into the movie, which would have been a lot more interesting for us to see.
All right, for our fifth placement in the Star Wars list is Episode 2: Attack of the Clones. The biggest issues with this particular movie is the writing and also some of the creepy ways that Anakin spoke to Padme really bothers me.
Cover the cameras. I don't think she liked me watching her.
He gives up a very creepy vibe, very like, I'm not quite sure how to say this, but like, I guess rapey vibe to Padme. But also, some of the things that bother me as well is there was a lot of CGI, like a crazy amount that was added into this film. And sometimes it made it hard to watch. They didn't go too practical in this film. But they also added a lot of practical stuff, like the big wide shots of areas. There, most of those were actually models. But yeah, other than that, that's why this movie places in the second worst spot for me.
Next up on our list comes in fourth place with Star Wars Episode 4, A New Hope. We felt A New Hope is well-deserved on the fourth place. It was a slow-moving pace that brought us right to the conflict of a galaxy far, far away and left us all wanting more. It was a movie of the century that brought us characters the whole world would love and know, and we have nothing but respect for that placement.
At number 3, we have Episode 3, Revenge of the Sith. This is my personal favorite, and it has a lot of awesome things in it. And one of the most important and critical aspects of the whole Star Wars universe is we finally get to see the fall to the dark side actually taking place in front of our own eyes. The writing is a lot better than the first two, and I have to say the acting went to a whole different level. Although I feel like Anakin's actor still was kind of subpar compared to Obi-Wan and Palpatine, I still love this movie, and I have to say the final fight between Anakin and Obi-Wan is one of my all-time favorite fights, just because it finally shows us what would happen if two Jedis who have sparred constantly over and over and over finally went head-to-head. And I don't mean Dooku and Yoda, but I mean two close friends, brothers, who sparred hundreds of hours, finally went head-to-head, but this time for real. And that's what makes Revenge of the Sith so good for me, is that it's the combat, it's just the kind of the sadness of the movie that kind of brings home the entire franchise into one nice package and says, this is what can happen to you if you have that hate and that rage and you don't let go.
Right. It seems in your anger, you killed her.
For our second place on our list, Star Wars Episode 5, Empire Strikes Back. Between Return of the Jedi and Empire Strikes Back, man, these are pretty much equal in every way when it comes down to the nit grit. It was really hard for us to decide which ones were better, honestly, out of the two. Empire was by far one of the greatest movies made by, like, of all times. From start to finish, we're pitted in a battle to save the galaxy and the betrayal of friends, the repeat of history of Luke losing his hand, and the lightsaber battle with his dad, and then like Darth Vader going, "Oh, I am your father." Man, that was just a great movie, and it was a great adventure on its own. I just feel like it was a little lackluster in compared to Return of the Jedi, so this is why overall we had to put this one second, and if I had it my way, it would be both would be in first place. I'm sure most of us feel that way, but this is the placement we chose for it. There was a scene with like Leia and Luke where they like had kissed. It was kind of weird. It's just that was like one of the only big plot holes that we had to like be like, all right, that was weird. There was some weird shit going on. They didn't have the script written down that well, and it wasn't as down packed as Return of the Jedi at the end of the day. And that's the way we feel about this one.
And for our final spot in number 1 is Return of the Jedi. This movie is absolutely incredible. The writing was spot on. Filmmaking was at its peak. Everything comes to a close in this film. Probably some of my favorite parts is obviously the battle with the Ewoks and the rebels on the forest moon of Endor, and that final confrontation with the Emperor and Vader. And also the turnaround from dark to light, Vader's redemption, let's say, and saving his son and returning back to the light. I've loved it when I watched it back with my father and back when I was really young, and I still love it to this day. And but yeah, so that's all I really have to say about this film.
Hey everyone, thank you for checking out our video. I hope you enjoyed it as much as we enjoyed making it. If you don't mind dropping us a like and a sub. If you want to see more, go check out our socials for Reapers of Fate down in the description below. Thank you very much. So long.
May the fourth be with you guys.